What's up, guys? I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never. Today I'm going to be giving an update on Kadena. Please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Help me pump that algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. None of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief.
So Kadena is currently trading at a price point of just over 43 cents. It has a market cap of just over 100 million, which ranks 183rd among all cryptocurrencies. And its circulating supply is up to 249 million out of a max supply of 1 billion. And Kadena is currently down 98.47% from its all-time high of $28.25 that it reached in the 2021 bull market, which is obviously a very substantial drop. But if you're looking to invest in Kadena, I recommend using Binance or KuCoin. I think these are the two easiest centralized exchanges to use. Now, before I get into the major news, I want to talk a little bit more about Kadena's all-time high. So I want you to understand, back when Kadena reached these levels, there was about half of the current circulating supply. Just to show you guys what I mean, if we look at market cap of, and you compare the current market cap of Kadena to the all-time high market cap of Kadena, which was 3.8 billion. If Kadena got back to those levels, it'd be trading at a price point of $15.48, and that would be a 36x. Now, obviously, those are fantastic gains, but you will notice that it does not get back to $28.25. Which aligns with the inflation that's taken place. But in my eyes, I don't even think it matters if Kadena gets back to its all-time price highs. Because if you actually think about it, and Kadena were to get back to a 3.8 billion market cap, if you invest $1,000, you turn that 1,000 into 36,000. You invest 2,000, you turn that into 72,000. Those would be amazing gains. And now I also want to talk about Caspa for a second, because there are a lot of people who think Kadena is completely irrelevant because of Caspa, and they think that Caspa is going to make significantly better gains. And while that certainly is a possibility, I want you to understand that Caspa is currently 9 times larger than Kadena. So theoretically, if both projects reached a $2 billion market cap, Kadena would make just over a 2x, whereas Kadena would reach around a 17x. I'm not saying Kadena is a better project, because right now, I'll be the first one to admit, Caspa looks phenomenal, but the market caps are not even close at this point. Caspa will take so much more institutional adoption than Kadena will take to actually pump the price. But these price comparisons are just for educational purposes. Please do your own research and come to your own conclusions. And now we'll get into some Kadena news. So if you come over to their Twitter, which has 309,000 followers, they just posted a few hours ago that they're going to pause Kadena's X Space event today, and that the regular sessions will resume next Monday, October 16th. But there really hasn't been a whole lot of information on Kadena recently. It's really just been memes and keeping the community up to date, which is honestly not a bad thing. Sometimes there's going to be a lot of news to cover, sometimes there's not. But regardless, it's a good thing to see that they're still active. And now we'll get into the news that I really want to cover. So if you come over to Watcher Guru's Twitter, which has 2 million followers, they just posted 1 hour ago that the Ethereum Foundation sold 1,700 ETH for 2.74 million USDC. Obviously, that's not a great thing to see, but it is what it is. But in my eyes, this next thing I'm going to show you is extremely important. So the OpenAI and ChatGPT CEO Sam Altman says Bitcoin is a super logical and important step on the technology tree. And I'll let you watch the video.
I'm excited about it for the same reasons. I'm excited about Bitcoin too. But I think this idea that we have a global currency that is outside of the control of any government is a super logical and important step on the tech tree.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, why should the government control currency? I mean, the government should be dealing with all the pressing environmental, social, infrastructure issues, foreign policy issues, economic issues, the things that we need to be governed in order to have a peaceful and prosperous society that's equal and equitable.
Now, the reason I think this is extremely important is because we are seeing people in very powerful positions constantly promoting Bitcoin and crypto in general. Obviously, this is not directly correlated to Kadena, but it certainly doesn't hurt Kadena, as Kadena is essentially a scalable version of Bitcoin, as it runs on proof of work just like Bitcoin. And on top of all of that, this is on Joe Rogan's podcast, which is one of, if not the largest podcast in the world. And then I also think this video is pretty fun. So celebrating Bitcoin reaching $111 all-time high back in 2013.
Watching history be made. Bitcoin is now up to $111. It's an all-time high, and it's continuing to rise. I've seen it break 3 times today. It went up to 110, and this is the highest that it's been. It's ridiculous.
But just think about that. That was 10 years ago. Imagine where cryptocurrency will be at 10 years from now. I truly believe this is the time to create generational wealth. And I would assume most of you guys watching this video would also agree with that. But I just cannot stress enough how important it is to have a long-term outlook on crypto. Now for the final part of this video, we'll get into a little bit of technical analysis. So this is Kadena on the daily time frame. Now at the current moment, you could argue that Kadena is in a falling wedge, which break up 68% of the time, and it has a measured move to about 48 cents. In addition, the RSI and stochastics are both extremely oversold. And you could also argue that Kaspa is trading in a double bottom. Typically, all four of those indicators suggest it might not be a bad time to get into Kadena. However, there is one indicator that might prevent me from taking this trade. If you look at the VRVP, Kadena has broken beneath its high volume node. That is traditionally a very bearish sign. But it honestly makes perfect sense, because the reality of Kadena is it has gotten absolutely beaten to the ground during this bear market. So as I said, if you guys believe in Kadena long term, it might not be a bad time for you to start dollar cost averaging in. Obviously, that's not financial advice, but it certainly is possible that we have bottomed out. And if not, maybe we drop down to this previous wick at around 40 cents. Now, last but not least, I also want to go over Bitcoin as it's correlated to most altcoins. So the first thing I notice when I look at price action is that it is currently trading between two high volume nodes on the VRVP. And usually these high volume nodes essentially work as magnets. So I would not be surprised at all if price action either shoots up to about 29,100 or drops to about 26,600. And I will say the RSI and stochastics are both very overbought right now, which in the meantime has me leaning more bearish. So I wouldn't be shocked if it did come down to 26,600. However, I will say there is a very bullish indicator. If you look at the moving averages, the 21-day broke above the 50-day moving average, which is a golden cross. If you go back in Bitcoin's history, typically that signals an explosive move is coming. So a potential scenario is that price action comes down and bounces off the 21-day moving average as support. And while it does that, the RSI and stochastics would start to reset, and then we could potentially bounce back up to that $28,500 level, where we previously got rejected. But I'm going to stick to my guns. I've said in all of my previous videos, I will not be bullish on Bitcoin in the short term until it closes a candle above 28,500. That has been heavy resistance in the past, and it would also get us above quite a few of the larger moving averages. But as I say in every single one of my videos, it is critical that you understand macroeconomics significantly outweigh technical analysis. So if all of a sudden the Blackrock Bitcoin ETF were to get approved, that could skyrocket Bitcoin, Kadena, the entire crypto market. On the contrary, if it gets rejected or some extremely bearish news comes out, that could tank the entire crypto market. So just keep an open mind and understand that crypto is extremely volatile. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments, how high do you guys think Kadena could go next bull run? If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.